Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.
We all have a different path. And it's really, I have a friend, a very close friend, one of my oldest friends who I've known since I was 3. Her son died recently, just a few weeks ago. And he was a young man, vibrant, incredible young man. And I sent her a message today asking how might I be with her and what I could do and did she want to go out or not. But I wouldn't dare say this is your worst Christmas ever. I don't know that. He was sick and I know she loves him and misses him, but I wouldn't begin to act like I know anything except that she holds a sacred loss. And other than that, I'm just trying to show up and make room for her feelings, not mine.
Correct. Dr. Robin, I think people don't know what to say. And they feel like they have to say something. No, you don't.
No, you
Silence
could say
is
what you
golden.
just said.
Remember,
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say to someone, I don't know what to say. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. And you know what? The person could be like, thank you for saying that. Instead of saying they're with God or they're not suffering or, they're an angel. I mean, like what? I mean, how about like, I don't know what to say. And I'm going to go pick up a pizza. I'm going to leave one at your door.
Right.
Do you still like mushrooms?
That's it. That's it.
And it can feel like I'm a loser. I'm helpless. You are helpless, but you can love somebody.
Thank you, which is help. I'm doing this book with this young man who lost his limbs in the womb. Actually, came out. His limbs were mangled, and he was like 4 or 5 years old. A nurse's, one of the teacher's aide, saw him and said, "Don't worry. When you go to heaven, you'll be made whole." And he went home and told his mother. She lost it, of course. Like, what are you telling my child? Like, he's not whole and complete here. Like, so, and if he were struggling about not having legs, you're inviting him to be in heaven? Like, what are we doing? Like, sometimes people don't know what to say. Silence is golden. It's okay to say less. It really
Yes,
is.
it is. Yes, it is. And it's a blessing often to the person that we are not saying something because we are feeling desperate. And then we say something that is really not helpful and sometimes really hurtful. And we don't mean it, but it's just better to just be there and buy the pizza, get some food, send them homemade soup. I don't do something and feel helpless. It's okay to be helpless, but to love someone, but not to push on them. Like, Karen, make sure you cherish your mother. Like, people I know, because I've written about my mother when she was alive, and people would say, "Oh, what does your mother think?" I said, "Well, I mean, you don't have enough time. What she wishes is that I wouldn't have told you what I said. She wishes that I would have told you that I'm great and she's great and our whole family is great, but we're not. Sometimes we're great, but a lot of times we've struggled." So how did my mother feel about that? She wished that I was more like her. I wasn't. That's not how I'm born. That's not how I was wired. That's not who I was meant to be. So someone could have said, you're going to be sorry about what you put in those books because you're never going to be able to take it back and your mother's going to be gone. I'm not sorry. And I'm glad she heard my truth. And it was the truth about our journey, which was wonderful and complicated.
Yes. Let's go back to the phones. Dr. Robin is here. And you can get all of this goodness on a Sunday at 11 on 126, 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's go to Veronica, North Carolina. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show. Hi.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Dr. Robin.
Hello.
Thank you for taking my call. I just had to say thank you to Dr. Robin with the comment she made just before the break. I am one of those people who I am a Gen Xer. I was raised up, brought up during the crack epidemic, had a mother who just really struggled. She had myself and my sister, and she wasn't able to operate in the capacity of being a mother. So from the age of about 10 or 11, my father had custody of me. And so I didn't have her, in my life as a mother. I did have women in my life who were great to me, my grandmothers, my aunts, things like that. So I often tell people, for 35 years, 36 years, I haven't had that relationship with my birth mother. She's still alive and we see each other at some family events. But I always like to tell people that, how you honor your mother is not how everyone else may honor their mother. And also, it doesn't mean that I don't respect my mom, because I thank God that she was a vessel to get me here. But some people, women, just don't have the capacity to mother. And so thank you, Dr. Robin, for making that statement a moment ago. I just wanted to call and say that.
Thank you, Veronica, for teaching us that mothers come in many forms. And sometimes the person that got us here, as Karen was saying earlier, that it's the vessel, our parents, but it doesn't mean anything except for that they got us here. And that's a big deal. But we attribute many other things to what the relationship needs to look like. And then we feel ashamed if we don't have that kind of, Hallmark card connection. And you're reminding us that, mothering comes in so many different ways. Karen, the other thing that's important is sometimes when we can't get what we want from the person that the story, the storybook, the fairy tale told us that it was going to come from, then we reject it in all the other places where God sends it. And so if I can't get it from my birth mother, then I'm going to reject all the love that comes from other people. And Veronica's reminding us that her birth mother got her here, and then a lot of other people, men and women, loved on her to allow her to become who she is. And that's a beautiful testimony.
We have, to your point, be open to receiving.
Yes.
That too. Charlene, thank you, Veronica. Charlene in Louisiana, welcome. Hey.
Thank you, and hello to Karen. I'm a long-time listener. This is a first-time caller.
Thank you,
and
Charlene.
Dr. Roberts. I've been listening since you started, Karen. I'm 83, and my husband is 96, and we're in the car. We have a black bookstore in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we have two of the books on Enoch, the Book of Enoch and Enoch the Ethiopian. I just wanted to relay that to the lady who.
So, Miss Charlene, what's your husband's name?
Winston liking cigarettes.
Oh, my dad used to smoke the Winstons. Winston's tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston's tastes good like a I want to
The
be
views
pop,
expressed by the show's
All right.
producers and
That
its
was a
guests
song
are
back
not
in the day,
necessarily
Smith.
those of
Y'all
Karen
remember that
Hunter
song?
or SiriusXM.
I do.
Oh, Mark, thank you. It's a certain age. Smith said they didn't have that song when you, because the damn Surgeon General said it was smoking causes cancer, which it does. All right, Mr. Winston and Miss Charlene, what's the name of your bookstore?
Colored Books.
Colored Books.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Where is it? Do you have a website?
We don't have a website. We've had a bookstore, though, for 25 years.
Oh, my
here
goodness.
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shreveport. Those of you in Louisiana, because I was just going to direct people to the website to buy the Book of Enoch, because that's how we roll, and I was going to put you in our book directory, which we still can, because there's a lot of Nubians that live in Louisiana. Let's support. What's been the biggest joy and the biggest disappointment of owning a bookstore in Shreveport?
Bringing information to the people. When we were transferred here, there was very little Black culture. So we decided to open a bookstore And we used to live in Dallas, and we shopped at Black Images in Dallas. So she inspired us to start a bookstore here.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
96. So what's because is Mr. Winston, who's driving, by the way? Miss Charlene, who's driving?
I'm driving, and he's listening.
Okay. How y'all keeping it frisky? I need to know. 96 and 83, like you Mr. Winston got you a whippersnapper. You went and got yourself a younger woman. I hear that. But what are y'all doing to keep the love alive?
Well, exercise and the right diet. I don't eat any meat, no dairy. I say what you put into your body and exercise are the key.
And what about Mr. Winston? What's he? Because I heard him. He said.
No, I imagine he eating what she eating. I feel like he's following the lead. But let's hear. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I say exercise and the diet and the mental problem in your mind. You really got to think positive and not negative.
That's right.
So as long as you're thinking positively, all right. I also believe in doing amount of exercise to stimulate the blood in the body. So that is mostly the reason why I'm living so long.
I love it.
That's beautiful. My goodness. I mean, I'll tell you, if the two of you have not encouraged and challenged all of us that we need to keep moving in so many ways, our brains, our bodies, and our burdens. What an inspiration you both are.